bring in senior correspondent Benjamin Hall. Ben, great to have you with us as always, and good to have you in New York, so welcome. You and I were talking in the break. What really stands out? You've covered this region for a long time. Well, what stands out to you at this moment?
Like, I think, first of all, America's primary objective to get rid of the missiles alongside with Israel, I think, is something they will achieve in the next few weeks. But the big question is what comes next. What really struck me from what we heard President Trump say today at the White House was when he said he was considering arming or supporting armed militias. We've also seen the U.S. strike some of the positions alongside the Iraq-Iran border, and that suggested it may be the armed Kurds that he thinks could come in. So that's already one potential look at what may come next. Now, there are mixed ideas about whether that's positive or not. One, yes, you need armed people to come in and perhaps overthrow the regime once the heads are gone. But it's also dangerous to get armed fighters in there. Do you perhaps lead to an insurgency if you do that? So, look, we're looking at the military operation at the moment. We know how successful it's been up to this point. But what comes next? And that still remains a big question as to what we'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's that pathway through which, if it's cleared, the Kurds could come through potentially. And as you and I talked about, we've called on the Kurds many times in the past for assistance in the region and have also kind of turned our backs on them at some crucial moments as well. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. With regard to Starmer, the president lashed out at him again today. He is not happy with the Prime Minister of the UK. Here's what President Trump had to say. Watch this.
I'm not happy with the UK either. That island that you read about, the lease, it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we were very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
So what's going on with Starmer, our oldest ally, our deepest relationship? What's happening?
Well, that's right. And even before this began, the UK was saying they weren't going to allow American fighters just to take off from Diego Garcia, which really hurt them. And it meant that the US had to fly B-1 bombers over from the US rather than fly from Diego Garcia. But look, Keir Starmer is now moving towards the side of the US, and I do think he's going to start helping. Already they've been shooting down some drones after the British airbase in Cyprus was hit by a drone. So slowly they are coming on board. And the question is, they must have known they were going to come on board eventually. Why did they risk this at the beginning? And also the Germans, the French, Italians, they're also coming on board a little bit as well after a German military officer was hit as well. So I think slowly the Gulf states, European states, they're coming on board slowly. But President Trump will remember that they weren't by his side when this began.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm just laughing, Ben, because I'm thinking about when they, sent troops to Greenland to protect Greenland against the United States, but they won't let us carry out an action with their help against the Iranian regime. So go figure. Ben, thank you very much. Great to have you with us. And follow Ben on Instagram because he's got a great children's book that just came out today, which is a nice diversion from everything that's going on in the world. So Ben, thank you, and good luck with that.